Good day. We are the Group 2 and we are here to discuss the activity sheet number 7 with the lesson title of Ridge Counting and Tracing. We are going to identify the rules of ridge tracing and counting and perform ridge counting and tracing. By the way, I am Edgie C. Reyes from 2 A2-7. First, let me define ridge counting. Ridge counting usually applies only to a loop type of pattern. It can be done by drawing an imaginary line between delta and core. The number of ridges intervening between them is called ridge count. Any ridge formation which touches the imaginary line shall be counted. The delta and the core, however, shall not be included in the ridge count. Meaning that ridge counting is a counting of ridges between delta and core. And it focuses on the loop. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng manadaanan between delta and core, it's called ridge count. Always remember na hindi kasama sa counting ang mismong delta at core. Also, in ridge counting, we need a magnifying glass. Bakit? It's because maliliit ang mga loops sa fingerprint natin at mahihirapan tayong makita ito. Here are some rules in the ridge count. Number 1. Fragments and dots can only be counted if they appear as a tip, as the surrounding ridge. Number 2. If an imaginary line crosses a bifurcation, each branch shall be counted separately. Number 3. White space must intervene between the delta and the first ridge count. Bibigyan natin sila ng 1 ridge count if the fragments and dots appear to have thick width and 2 ridge count in the bifurcation. Then count only the ridges that intervene in the imaginary line. And never include the delta and core in ridge counting. My group mates will furtherly elaborate the rules of ridge counting. Thank you.
Good day everyone, my name is Jefferson. I discuss verification, the division of something into 2 branches or part. Ang paghahati ng isang bagay upang magkaroon ng dalawang parte. In the biometric process, finger scanning a verification is a point in a finger image at which 2 ridges met. Ang verification, ito yung dalawang ridge na nagkasalubong o nag-meet ng paint ng fingerprint. Ang verification ay may appearance ng branch paint. Ito ay nakapagitan sa curved line. And next, enclosure ridge or ridge island. Formation where ridge, verification, and rejoin to be one in a short distance. That ridge island. An island is a line type which stand alone. Egland Island does not touch another line type and is totally contained in the pattern. Are of interest. Short ridge is a ridge that travel a small distance and then end into young ridge na maikli lamang. Ridge ending is defined as the point where a ridge ends abruptly. In the other words, ito yung dulo ng ridge. That's all. Thank you.
Hi ma'am, my name is Jaymark Ramos at ang discuss ko po ngayon ay ang word tracing. The word type of pattern are further classified according to its word tracing, either inner, meeting, or outer, which the word tracing is essentially useful for fingerprints identification purposes, particularly in obtaining subsecondary and the major classification. Word tracing is done by locating or identifying the tracing range and examining its direction. The following are considered in word tracing. Number 1. Word tracing will always start from left delta to right delta. Ang word tracing daw po ma'am ay nag-uumpisa lagi sa kaliwang delta papunta sa kanang delta. Number 2. When the tracing range abruptly terminates, the next lower range shall be the continuation. Sabi ko dito, kapag ang tracing range ay biglang natapos, ang susunod na mas mababang range ay doon po itutuloy ulit. O pwedeng ipagpatuloy. Number 3. If the tracing range bifurcates, the lower branch of bifurcation should be considered. Sabi naman po dito, kung ang tracing range bifurcates, ang mas mababang sanghay ng bifurcation, ay pwede na itong considered o isaalang-alang. Yun lang po yung sinasabi ko.
I'm Tagawa Lourd C from 2CR-27. Word tracing. The process of crossing and tracing the ridge that originate from the left delta flowing toward the right delta, or near the point, and determining the number of intervening ridge between the trace ridge and the right delta to constitute the three subdivisions such as inner, meeting, and outer whorl. Pag sinabi natin whorl tracing, may tatlo siyang category na inner whorl, outer whorl, saka meeting whorl. Kailangan natin ma-identify ang left delta to right delta para mampisa natin ang whorl tracing. Thank you, ma'am.
Good day, ma'am. I'm Garcia Joshua, and I will discuss the inner whorl. The inner whorl, if the trace ridge reach the relative point nearest the right and goes above or inside it, and there three or more intervening ridges between the trace ridge and the right delta, it is considered as an inner whorl. Sabi po dito, pag yung trace ridge ay naabot niya yung pinaka-nearest sa gawing kanan at papunta sa taas, meron dong tatlo o mahigit na intervening ridges sa pagitan ng trace ridge at ng right delta. Doon mo siya mako-consider as an inner whorl. So, yun po, ma'am. Thank you po.
Hi ma'am, I'm Mark J. Parong. I will discuss meeting whorl. A whorl pattern is considered meet or meeting if the trace ridge reach the relative point nearest the right delta and goes above, inside, or below outside with one or two intervening ridge between such delta and trace ridge. When tracing ridge goes above, inside, or goes below outside to the right, and it is ridge count of less than 3 intervening between the tracing ridge and the right delta, or the tracing ridge directly connected to the right delta, is called meeting whorl. Mako-consider natin na meeting whorl kung ang trace ridge niya ay nearest sa right delta and below outside sa isa or dalawang intervening ridge sa pagitan ng delta or trace ridge. Yun lang po, ma'am. Salamat po.